I'm going to take you guys for a trip in the mind of a Radiant Killjoy main. Someone with over 1,200 hours played on Killjoy alone. I'm going to be watching my clutches, and I'm going to be breaking down, explaining what I do, how I do it, why I do it, so you guys can learn and get better game sense for clutching rounds. This round starts off with my Astra getting picked off towards B heaven by a fade with the Phantom, which is really bad. And then I'm gonna see if anyone's peeking towards A, and there's actually a Cypher who's lurking up, shooting me with a Stinger for whatever reason. And it doesn't look like he wants to commit to this fight, but I call over my Jet and we peek this together, clear out the Cypher, and nobody's here. But if you listen carefully, this Omen throws a smoke on top of my Killjoy turret, which allows whoever's there to walk up past my turret. So this Omen is probably going to think, hey, I'm going to get a free kill on these two people towards screen. But I call it out to my teammates since I heard it. We walk up, and I'm actually able to catch a free kill on this Omen, and they're probably quite upset they didn't get a good lurk off. But now my Jet makes a stupid decision here, which was just running into heaven, thinking that Omen was the only person there, and gets picked off. And in this split moment, I have to trade this. That's the only option. So what I do is I instantly swing this, and I'm able to catch the Cypher swapping guns, trying to go for that Jet's op. So that's really good. But now I'm in a 1v3 situation, and the only information I have here is my Gecko saying they're everywhere, mid and B. So it's like, I gotta find out where these players are now. So what I do is I run up into heaven, assuming they're towards B, kinda, right? I hear one guy hit the rope, and then I hear another guy stomp down an alley. So now I have the location of two different players. So now I have one unknown, and I know where two people are. So since that rope went up, I'm gonna go take the time and clear heaven to make sure this person's not pushing me. Then I hear a stomp again towards this alleyway. So I peek this, and I'm able to catch this Reyna completely lacking, looking over towards A. He had no idea I was already pushed up this far. He thought I was more towards A, like his teammates called out, right? So now I'm gonna think, here, I gotta clear heaven. This person can be pushed up on me heaven, so I clear these corners diligently. I even look on the rope, I don't see anybody, and I clear out the left side just in case they're there, and boom, this fade goes up the rope. This is the biggest downfall of this entire round, and that is why they're going to be losing it. And now I'm in a 1v1 situation, and in the moment you hit a 1v1 situation, you need to come up with a plan. And right after I killed that fade, the first plan that comes in mind, I have Killjoy out. Instead of running into the B site randomly, the Raze knows where I am. If I peek heaven right now, the Raze is going to be looking heaven, and I have no idea where this Raze is going to be. So it'd be stupid to swing any of these angles. So what I do is I actually go sit in spawn for the next 20 seconds. I wait for this Raze to plant. I have my Killjoy out. I don't have to clear out any of these corners. I don't have to get ratted on by this Raze. So I just hold for any potential push, and then boom, the spike goes down B. And since I let this Raze have the entire site to plant, I assume he planted for either heaven or B main. You know, that little corner plant that is allowed to be seen by both, I assume, but it's not 100%. So then I go to alleyway, I drop my Killjoy down, and most of the time when people drop a Killjoy down, they defend it. So I highly doubt that this Raze is going to just run up to me and take the duel on me, right? So what I do is I run towards heaven, because now I know this Raze can only be heaven or B main off this ult, assuming that they respect it. And if they break the ult, then I know where the Raze is anyways, and I get that information. So I go up to heaven, I clear out these corners as carefully as possible, and I don't see this guy anywhere. The ult pops, so now I know the entire site is clear, and the spike is ticking down quite fast, so I know no one's in sight. So I just run up to the spike as fast as possible, and I start halving the spike. And look right here, boom, you can see the Raze satchel in B main. So I know this Raze has to be in B main, but all I think this Raze is going to do is jiggle peek me. I don't think this person is going to swing right away, because he knows I'm running low. He thinks he can just jiggle peek me off here, right? So I go to half the bomb, which is the smart decision for me in this play. But what this Raze does is actually beyond hilarious to me. He swings out, and he's planning on using this satchel to take 1 or 2 shots at me and then bounce back into cover, getting me off the spike. And when he does this, he actually swings a little bit too far and then pops straight up in the air, and everyone on my team just laughed as much as possible after that. It was just hilarious to see, and even the enemy team's like, he overcooked. It was hilarious, and honestly a funny way to win a clutch. There's going to be a lot of things happening really quickly here, so I'm going to try to break it down, but you guys got to pay attention, all right? So first thing that goes down here is I break this Skydog from Waterfall. So now we know Sky, at least one person, Sky, Waterfall, okay? And we're in a 2v5, me and my Jet alive. My Jet pushes up into heaven here, looking for a pick to try to bring us numbers advantage back, maybe get a kill, maybe 2 before dying, gets nothing, right? And just dies. So now I'm kind of stuck in a really bad situation. My teammates got picked off towards Mound when they opened the door and killed my Sky dogging into sight for us, right? So I got into sight with the Jet, but everyone else kind of got picked off. So the bomb, as you can see right now, is dropped Mound. So that's where the enemies are most likely going to be holding it, all right? So I know I have to take the fight on the most likely nearest person. So I peek that, and I'm able to kill this Jet barely. Thank God my Jet lit him, because I only landed a bullet on him before this guy dashed away. Since this main area is been smoked off by the Omen, I know I have an isolated fight on this guy who's running out waterfall right now. So I swing out and I'm able to catch this guy. I lose with 5 HP and 14 bullets. And I know these last 3 people are out towards mound just holding the spike. So I take this opportunity to reposition. They know exactly where I am. So I need to reposition as fast as humanly possible. So I run over towards Bend. And right here, this Killjoy gets caught unlucky. The smoke that he was playing in drops. So then he swings out his mouse towards me, but I'm able to kill this guy before he lands his first shot. I don't really know what this next player is doing. This Omen TP's in his sight, and with my last 3 bullets, I headshot and kill this Omen. My next play here is to reposition again to try to catch this Yoru, but I hear him W King at me in the sight. So I pull my gun back out to try to reload, and I realize, well, if I reload my gun, he's gonna know exactly where I just repositioned to. So instead of doing that, I pull my classic back out. And you can see for the next like 20 seconds, this Yoru's running in, he's running towards Bend, he's taking shots. He's letting me know where he is this whole time, and I'm able to just sit here and hide. I want to buy myself some time to reload my gun without this Yoru knowing where I am. So this Yoru just goes, okay, well, I don't know where this Killjoy is, but I'm going to go run back towards mound and just hold the spike. So sure. So I take this opportunity to reload because the Yoru's now out of range to hear me reload. And enough time went by for this Yoru to have like a small question in his mind of, hey, look, is this guy running through B all the way around to come up behind me? And I only have 20 seconds. And if you look, I have an alarm bot and a Killjoy. In this situation, it's not going to be optimal to use a Killjoy because it's not going to cover what I needed to cover to be successful. So what I do is I shift walk through mound, and this Yoru's just darting back and forth, checking main and checking behind him. And I hear him stomping, which is just a huge mistake from him because this tells me his exact precise location. So I'm just aimed and ready for this Yoru to peek towards me. And with 10 seconds left, give or take, I'm able to headshot this Yoru with a really clean shot and win this round for my team. All I have is a sheriff to my name, and someone pushes B main and breaks my turret. The chamber kills my Omen, so I wide swing out, miss a shot, and then I 1-dig him, trade him out, I'm able to get this gun. Then my Sova actually gets shot in the back, so I get information here that there's 2 people running down tiles. So now I know I need to isolate these gunfights without allowing the other person to trade me. So I walk up to B main and I hold this angle a little bit for a peek to see if anyone's gonna peek me. And since their footsteps give away where they are here, I just take 2 steps out, just barely enough to catch this Yoru, hit a nice headshot. The Reyna shoots a shot back at me, but I'm already back into cover. So it's really good aim, good movement here that keeps me alive. And then I take another 2 steps back out. I know the Reyna is gonna keep swinging on that same projection that I just saw him peeking at with the Yoru. So I'm able to swing back out, kill this Reyna as well. The millisecond I kill these 2 people, I know there's nobody else there. I know someone, maybe even 2 people who are left alive, the Omen and the Sova, are gonna be behind me. So the second I get that second kill, I swing out, and this Omen was just half a second late. But I'm able to turn around and catch this Omen. I have no idea where this Sova is now. And I wide swing out B main to see if I can catch this guy, and he pops an op shot at me. So now, how do I play this 1v1 situation? I run into the B site, I hit the lever, so that removes 1 area for that Sova to go, all right? And I plant the bomb towards like the market plant and towards the stairs plant. So this person probably thinks I might gonna be pushing up CT. It just leaves a lot more positions for them to worry about once they see where the spike is located. After I plant the spike, I know there's only 2 ways this Sova could be coming. He's either running from their spawn or through B main where he just saw me. So I plant the bomb, and I know I probably have a few more seconds to work with before this Sova comes into sight because I know how far that Sova was away. So I have all this free time to reposition, and I'm kind of just holding and waiting for this Sova. And then all of a sudden, what this Sova does is he shoots the worst recon dart he possibly could. Why wouldn't he dart any of the close angles? It's because he thinks he got there in time to disallow me from being in any other position. What I'm able to do now is now I know that Sova's walking up and I know that Sova's clearing angles. So instead of just sitting in a corner and letting him clear me, I go wide on this Sova and I'm able to catch him looking towards stairs, looking towards lane or B main, and I'm able to kill this guy and win this round for my team. My team is insanely broke. All we have to our name is 1 Vandal, Guardian, 2 Sheriffs, and a Classic. All of us bought whatever we can to be able to afford the next round. My home says, yo guys, let's rush B. I'm like, all right, bet, but I'm going to lurk through A and try to come up behind them. But I need you guys to get the plant down because otherwise my lurk's not going to do that well. So this round starts off and I just wait because I know, they're going to throw some util, maybe a raise grenade, maybe an omen blind, right? So I'm just sitting outside A for the first good portion of this round. And when this guy throws a flash, it pops into A main, boom, hits nobody. I'm like, okay. They think no one's here now. Now here's my opportunity. So I walk up and now I hear them breaking the broken door. So I can say, hey guys, they broke the broken door. Watch out for that. All right. And I'm walking up and this race actually boom bots me here. And I'm able to jump up and dodge it. And I have no idea how the range of this boom bot even catches me here, but it does go off on me. But as you hear the boom bot go off, you also hear the raise rocket go off. They have no care in the world about this boom bot because they're hearing so many noises. They don't hear this. So I just continue to keep walking up broken door, and then I hear this sky dog, right? So instead of walking in and continuing to shift walk up, I wait, because if I peek this right away and this dog jumps at me and stuns me and I'm in the open, I'm a guaranteed death. So what I do is I wait out the dog, and after a few seconds I realize it's going towards B main instead of towards me. So I walk through here and I'm able to catch the race with a nice shot and then pop this guy who's dogging. Look at that, boom. Now all of a sudden, wait, this is kind of a winnable round. 1v2, nice. Then my teammates type out here that this Killjoy is hit for 120. Now all I have to do is hit 1 sheriff shot. So with that information, I know I need to play this round slow. If I just run around right here and peek right into B, I'm gonna have 2 people holding me, right? So instead, I kind of take my time here and keep the enemies guessing. And I kind of split them up here because I start running towards the A side to go up heaven and go flank behind them, but to potentially find a kill or get a gun or something. And this Killjoy actually has a phenomenal read on what I was doing here. I think maybe I accidentally stepped on my way up, but this Killjoy is holding for me and I hit a nice shot, putting that Killjoy down. Should have just been doubled up with the Reyna somewhere in sight. But since they didn't know where I was going, they were split up looking 2 different ways, offering me a 1v1. And now I know, since I already heard this Reyna shooting towards broken door, I know I have a little bit of a moment here. I'm looking for this Reyna to peek me and they never do. So I'm able to walk up and just get this gun for free. Boom, look at the clock, 60 seconds left. What are you gonna do in the 60 seconds? If I go swing heaven, the Reyna knows I'm there. Reyna's gonna be holding heaven right now. And this is what you guys need to do when you're in a clutch situation like this and you have a lot of time to work with. You need to slow this down. You need to keep the enemy guessing. I could peek heaven, but the Reyna's holding it, right? So I sit here and I do nothing for the next 30 seconds. I legitimately shift around and reposition all the way through A. I'm holding broken door as I rotate. And now this Reyna's gonna be like, oh my God, where is this guy? I could be around C coming up behind him. I could be heaven, I could be through broken door, and I could be through B main. I could be in so many different positions right now. This Reyna is desperate for information. So end up walking all the way through A, back around to front B, and this Reyna just swings this because he has no idea where I am. He's just panic checking all these angles, trying to play this safe. And when the Reyna swings out, I'm able to kill this Reyna because they were actually hit a little bit. So 2 to 3 shots right here, and that's all Reyna needed for me to win that round. There's gonna be a lot of information really quick here, so focus up. Right now, the enemy team ran into the B site. They planted the bomb. It's a 4v4. I have my Killjoy ult. That's the plan, to use my Killjoy ult to retake. And right here, my Silva drones in his sight, scans this Killjoy, and pings on the map. He said, 2B main, 2B main, being the Killjoy and the Jet, now pinged on the minimap for us. So now we have the location of 2 players on their team. We don't know where Omen is. We don't know where Silva is. Now, I'm getting ready to drop my ult. My teammates are telling me to do it. And right here, 3 things. I go to put my ult down. I get hit by a Silva scan and the Omen ults all at one time. And when you're in a situation like this, it's hard to process all this information happening at once. And with all this stuff going down, my teammate actually gets caught with a curveball. I drop this ult down, right? And I'm getting scanned like I said. But this Omen, I thought he would just TP in his site to help his team play this post plant. But instead, this Omen actually TPs into our spawn and kills the Silva, which catches me and all of our teammates off guard. So my Cypher and I go to fight this Omen, right? And this Omen actually gets 2 people on my team. I do finally trade this guy, but man, is it going to be hard to win this round now. So after I kill this Omen, we have to remember the information I currently have, which is Killjoy and Jet are most likely still in B main because that's where my Silva saw them with a drone, okay? And then we have to know someone did plant the spike and we saw Omen TP to spawn. So most likely that Sova is definitely in the site. My ult doesn't cover everything, and it leaves a hole in the way back boathouse of the site. So now I'm thinking in my head, when this ult pops, that Sova is going to be most likely back site. They know I'm stuck in this corner because I've been to recon scan. So what I do is I jiggle peek and I pop a shot, seeing this jet over here, right? And I'm stuck in this corner. If I re-peek this angle again, I'm going to be peeking into a pre-fire. I'm probably going to die. So what I do is I put my back against this wall and I slide back. Even though it's not a crazy reposition, it'll definitely like mess up their crosshair placement a little bit from me swinging from this different angle. And that gives me an opportunity to hit this jet and kill this jet like I just did right here. And you guys see I even pop a shot at this Killjoy, but this Killjoy retreats. And now with this ult popping here at 0 seconds, I know this Sova's got to be all the way deep back boathouse. So now this Killjoy is going to be playing time and kind of scared to peek since I picked off his jet and he didn't get the trade. So now I'm able to run into sight, and with really good aim, I should say, I'm able to drop this Sova. The Killjoy is thinking I'm going to run right into sight and try to half the bomb. And then the Killjoy is going to walk out lane and try to kill me, jiggle peek, do whatever they need to get me off the spike. So instead of allowing that to happen, I kind of start stomping towards sight, letting the Sova see me start running towards sight. But then I sit here and I take my time and I hold the angle B main because I know the Killjoy is going to be like, okay, well, this guy's in sight. He's going to go defuse. So now I know this Killjoy is probably going to peek. I hit a really nice headshot on this Killjoy, and that's how you win the round. Amongst all that chaos, you got to be on your toes, paying attention to all the different information, all the comms that your people are giving you on your team to be able to win out a round like this. I'm in a 1v4 clutch situation, and the spike has been dropped in this site. And I know everyone is somewhere in this site, but I need to find out how I can work a pick. So I just start peeking these angles right here, and I start seeing if I can do anything. And the first mistake is right here is Killjoy peeking, and there has to be some sort of miscommunication here, because when this Killjoy peeks, I'm able to kill them for free, and then the Omen peeks like half a second late on the trade, and I'm actually able to take a fight on this Omen too. But then I'm like, he goes into cover and then he swings back out afterwards. This guy is way too confident. I'm like, if you're gonna give me the fight, I'm gonna take it. Because most people's logic in a 1vx situation where their team has like 3-4 people left alive against one person, they're just gonna peek because they're like, in their mind, like, okay, well, as long as we have 2 people left, those 2 people should be able to clutch. So I'm just gonna take the duel and try to get the round over with quicker. Now I can take my chance here, dodge the sky flash, and reload, right? Now I know most likely that no one's behind that brown box anymore. These last 2 players have to be on the right side of sight because I killed the one person who's behind the box. Unless there's 2 people behind that box, which I highly doubt because they would have already peeked. Now I know the other 2 people on the right side. So what do? Is I start pre-firing these angles to see if anyone's holding me anymore. And right here, I notice there's a crack in the sage wall, right? And I don't see anyone standing there, but I'm like, okay, well, that's too convenient for someone to not peek, right? So I isolate myself in this little corner here so I couldn't be aimed at from the other angles. And I'm actually able to catch this Reyna as this wall drops, him trying to peek that little crack in the wall, and the wall drops at that same time, and I'm able to kill that Reyna. And you can see right here, I instantly pre-fire the back sight peek because I really think that this guy, right after that contact of the Reyna, is going to swing. But clearly the communication on their team is quite terrible, right? So I'm like, okay, well, since this guy didn't swing that backside area, he's probably playing close as well. Maybe he's standing somewhere near the Reyna, maybe he's playing on the brown box, or maybe after his Reyna died, he's going to walk back around and come play a close angle on me. That is my opinion. That's probably what I would do in that situation, right? So I start walking up, I tap the orb to see if I can bait this guy into swinging, nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna clear this close brown box angle because I think he's probably playing there or somewhere just holding me at an off angle close. And right here, boom, look at this guy, bro. This guy has a free opportunity to kill me here, but just watch as this flick unfolds and this kid loses the round. And honestly, no matter how smart you are and no matter what you think is the right play or what you would do in a certain situation, always expect someone to do something absolutely ridiculous and stupid like this guy does and just say, hey, might as well just swing. Instead of playing any smart positions, instead of peeking off anyone, sometimes the team doesn't have good communication. So honestly, you guys need to be ready for anything and just have that flicky aim. This is by far one of the nastiest clips I've ever hit in a ranked game, but we had to start all these clips out with the exact same thing. Finding out the information of who is where. So this starts off like a normal A site hit on Lotus where you and your team run up into the A site and your entire team basically dies because for whatever reason there's 4 people playing A. But we still try to gather information. So Sky ulted from the A side, that's where the cabbages came from, and then you see Reyna jumping across into the A side, so now we know they're both there. And then 1 second later, this guy actually swings out wide, but he goes way out left, right? Then I know this guy's gonna be behind the brown box, This Reyna's gonna be on the A site. The enemy Omen actually kills my Skye, who is over towards rubble. So that puts Omen on the left. So now we have the location of 3 players without knowing where the Killjoy is. And right here, I make a really silly mistake, and I say, hey, Phoenix, can you throw a flash for me? Do you have a flash? And then this Phoenix throws a flash for me. He even calls it, but I don't turn my head enough because I thought I was gonna like get around the corner enough, but it didn't. So I actually end up getting full blind. Phoenix peeks off his own flash and gets killed. I baited him like ridiculously hard on pure accident, and I honestly, that's my bad. But now that I'm in the 1v4 situation, I can hold the A side without anyone being able to shoot me from the left. So that's what I do. I hold the A side a little bit. Okay, well, this Reyna doesn't peek me. So Valorant timing is what it is. I go left to see if I can maybe spam the box that I know Skye's sitting behind, or maybe that Skye will peek me from that box. But the second I do that, this Reyna swings out wide, and I hit a really nasty flick on this Reyna. And even though you could be the smartest player in the world, you could be making always the best decisions, but you do need to have the aim to back it up. And this is a situation where I hit a really nice shot on the Reyna. And I'm thinking here, right after I hit that shot, I look at the brown box. Is this guy going to peek off that Reyna's contact? Why not? Why isn't he peeking? That Reyna low-key got baited thinking his teammates were going to peek with him, but didn't, right? And then right here, I look for the next duel, and this Omen and Skye actually peek the same time. Omen jiggles me, and then Skye peeks from behind the box. Luckily enough, I actually make it out of that situation without taking a single piece of damage. And then right here, I do some jiggle peeking. I take some pop shots here, and I actually don't even exchange any damage here until the Skye and Killjoy swing me at the exact same time. And since the Skye is so low on HP, I'm able to kill this Skye with only taking 1 bullet from the Skye. So now we have to think what this next situation is going to be. And I think these 2 people are going to run up and swing me. And based on the footsteps here, I got that right. So when someone is right about to swing you, if I just sit in that corner and they double swing me, I'm dead. So instead of giving them that opportunity, I actually need to swing as wide as possible the moment that these 2 people try to peek me. So when I go wide here, this Killjoy is a little bit out wider than the Omen is. So I'm able to hit a really nice flick on this Killjoy again. Sometimes you have to have that aim to back up, right? And I hit that really nice shot. And right now, I know where this Omen is, and I think my best chance here, I'm actually feeling it after all the shots I just hit on them. So I go wide on this Omen, and this is kind of hilarious. He has 1 bullet in his clip, and he goes for the headshot on me, and I have 2 bullets in my clip, and I go for the headshot on him. Both of us, our egos were kind of huge there. We were both going for a shot we know we weren't going to hit. And honestly, since I was able to hit him a little bit there with my Vandal when I peeked, he didn't hit me at all. I know he's going to be a little bit lower than me, so I pull out my classic knowing he's gonna be on his classic, and I'm able to win the round. And you can just hear me legitimately yell, my entire team cheering me on. That's it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe. I will be posting more in the mind breakdown videos like this in the future. And I do want to remind you guys that I stream every single day at twitch.tv/CaMbCaMb playing ranked, and I even try to explain my thought process and why I do things during and after the rounds I play so that people watching can learn. So it'd mean a lot to me if you guys come over to the Twitch at twitch.tv/CaMbCaMb. Have a good day.